all anyone can do for us. All right. So it's live. I don't know what's happening. I've got all sorts of issues with streaming bandwidth lately. I'm not sure what my problem is. I mean, I know what my problem is. I'm not sure what that problem is. So, what can I tell you? How's everybody doing tonight? It is episode 199 of Randsanity. 199 days of doing this. That means I started back in sometime in the spring, and now it's December. It was warm and sunny, and now it's cold and freezy. Don't forget to hit like, smash the like button. You have to beat it up multiple times. Let's see. Notifications, follow, share, all that stuff. Don't forget that I was in the Heinz Day Trippin', starring Stephen He, big YouTube guy, Stephen He. And I was the co-star. I was the driver. I was the man in the van, the guy who drove the van. So you got to go check out Day Trippin' with me and Stephen He. That was a few months ago. Hopefully you get to do that again. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. There's something going on with my stream. So if it buffers and acts weird, sorry. I'm not sure what's happening with it. It's gotten a little wonky lately. And I don't know if it's my computer or if it's the bandwidth that the computer is demanding. It's one of the two. So it drops out. Sorry. Apologize. If you've missed episodes 1 through 198, you haven't missed anything. Because basically the way it works is that each episode is its own thing and it will change with what's happening. So, there's new information each night. And if it's different information tonight, it was different from yesterday. So it doesn't really affect that much. Something's going on with the camera. Man, I'm just having all sorts of shit go on tonight. I don't know what the problem is. What can I say? It's just technology, man. It just makes everything funky. Everything is funky. Shit. All right, well, let's go ahead and think about this one. All right. 1968, we talked about this the other day. Dick Van Dyke just turned 100 years old. Literally the other day. He was born in 1925. So he just turned 100 years old, and he's still kicking it. He started a movie called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in 1968. It was released on this date in 1968, 12/16. And we were talking about how fucking creepy part of that movie is. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. If you've not watched Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you have to go look for the part where the child catcher comes out. It is just nightmare fuel. It really is. I saw it a few years ago and was like, wow, I totally blocked that out from being a kid. Because you see it, you're just like, whoa, like this is so creepy. Children. It's just, so yes, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang came out today in 1968. And it's still creepy. I don't know if they didn't realize that it was going to be that creepy or that much of, nightmare fuel. But man, it is not great. Yes. What are you agging about? I don't know what you're agging about. Tell me what you're going, I can't tell. You see, I see little hearts flying by, but you know what shows my like counter at? 0. That's what it shows. It shows 0. So I don't know. The top camera looks good. Main camera seems to be constantly adjusting ISO or something. Yes, it is. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I'm not sure why it keeps doing that tonight. I just don't know. If it's that the light does it, is that what's happening? If I move into the light, or if it's, it just keeps auto adjusting and it's really annoying. I'm not sure how to fix that tonight. I see that. I can see that it does that. This one doesn't do that, but that's not a great camera because it's all the way over there and the light is really harsh. It's really harsh because I don't have any gels on that camera, on that light. Wow, that fixes that. What if I can just turn that one off? Because that's really bright and really hot. That's got to fall on my head. That's a little better, right? A little better, but it's way over there, and I'm not looking at any of the cameras, so I can't see any of the stuff that I need to see. Like, I literally can't see any of the screens because all the screens are that way. So while it gives me a much better view and I can see you all the way over there, I can't see anything that's written down. So I can't see any of my notes or read any of my stuff. So that doesn't serve a good purpose. I'll go back to over here. Maybe it'll be because if there's less light, nope, it's still doing it. Fuck. I'm not sure why. Anyway, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Nightmare Fuel from 1968. All right. In 1965, on the 16th of December, the Beatles released their double A-side, Day Tripping and We Can Work It Out. It became their 9th number one in the UK and is their 3rd Christmas chart topper in a row. 3 Christmases in a row. The single was number 1 in the US in January of 1966. That's pretty good for the Beatles to have 3 holidays in a row. In 1966, Jimi Hendrix single Hey Joe was released on this day. Hey Joe, what are you doing? And funny enough, I made reference to someone named Joe and sang that song today, not even knowing this. A guy walked in and I was at a meeting and the guy goes, hey, that's Joe. And I go, hey Joe, where are you going with that gun in your hand? He thought it was funny. There was no gunfire exchange though. So, but it was released in the United Kingdom on Polydor Records. Decca Records rejected the track, saying that it was not going to be a hit. It went on to be number 6 on the hit, but it failed to chart in America when it first was released. How's that one for you? People did not like Hendrix in 1966. Hendrix had seen folk singer Tim Rose perform the song in a Cafe Wha in New York City. That's where he got the idea for it. Kind of interesting. What can I say? In 1970, Creedence Clearwater Revival had 5 albums certified gold in the U.S. The singles were Down on the Corner, Looking Out My Back Door, Traveling Band, Bad Moon Rising, and Up Around the Bend. The albums were Cosmo's Factory, Willie, oh my God, I've got such pile of error tonight. I can't keep shit straight. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, for the love of Mike. If it wasn't for the amount of mistakes I'm making tonight, I would not be doing anything at all, apparently. I'm just going to skip that now because that just seems to be useless. In 1971, Frank Zappa's 200 Motels film opened in London's Piccadilly Classic Cinema in the United Kingdom. The film, which also features Ringo Starr, covers a loose storyline about the mothers of invention going crazy in a small town, Centerville. Now, I've wanted to watch this movie a couple times, but I just haven't brought myself to do it. I heard it's terrible. It's supposed to be absolutely terrible, so I imagine that it sucks. So I will look forward to this sucky-ass movie, finding it one of these days. But yes, it just sounds like it'll be terrible. We were talking about another terrible movie the other day, and I forget what we were talking about. But it's another one of those movies that it's like, oh, wow, that sounds really great. But it's like, no, that sounds like that would be absolutely horrible. Like a terrible, terrible movie. So I don't know. I think 200 Motels sounds bad enough. So I'm going to forego watching that if I can at any given moment, just because it just sounds terrible. In 1972, Billy Paul, which I didn't know this is who wrote this song, started a 3-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Me and Mrs. Jones. It was a number 12 hit in the United Kingdom. The song, which describes the extramarital affair between a man and his lover, was later recorded by Michael Bublé, of all people. So yes, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones. Yeah, you have to listen to that song because I was like, wait, is it really? That's what it's about? So I listened to it. I'm like, oh, I guess it is about an extramarital affair between a man and his lover. All right. Well, Billy Paul, now I know who you are because I had no idea who Billy Paul was. That's why I was like, who? Who's Billy Paul? Fair enough. Now we know. Now, this is probably one of those decisions that you might want to regret later in life. Mick Taylor announced he was leaving the Rolling Stones in 1974, saying he felt that now was the time to move on and do something new. As a member of the Rolling Stones, he appeared on Let It Bleed in 1969, Get Your Yayas Out in 1970, Sticky Fingers in 1971, Exile on Main Street in 1972, Goat's Head Soup in 1973, It's Only Rock and Roll in 1974, and Tattoo You in 1981, because he came back, because he was probably like, why did I leave? Crap, this is all this money, all this fame. The Rolling Stones have longevity. Yeah, because I don't remember Mick Taylor doing anything else besides the Rolling Stones. One of those, wow, was that the best decision I could have ever made? I'm thinking, no, that was not your best decision ever. Just saying. That's just me. I could be completely mistaken, but I don't think so. I do not think so in that respect. Now, this one's kind of funny. I'm just saying. Today, on this day, is Billy Gibson's birthday from ZZ Top. But in 1984, bassist Dusty Hill of ZZ Top accidentally shot himself in the abdomen when his Derringer fell out of the trunk of his car and discharged. He drove himself to the local hospital for treatment. So, your bandmate's birthday, you're bringing a gun somewhere, you drop it out of the trunk of your car and shoot yourself in the stomach. I don't know. Happy birthday. At least you didn't shoot yourself, because I did. I don't know. Anytime you see that someone, ketchup or mustard, yeah, I think ketchup. Anytime you think that somebody, shoots themselves, I'm always like, really? Really? Did you gun safety? You're carrying a weapon? Shouldn't you have a little gun safety lesson there, buddy? Don't shoot yourself with your own gun. Just saying. In 1989, Billy Joel went to #1 on the U.S. album chart with his 11th studio album, Stormfront. And it featured Joel's 3 #1 hits, We Didn't Start the Fire, basically Leningrad, and Take the End of the Cold War. So what are you going to have to do with that one, right? Stormfront, We Didn't Start the Fire, and Leningrad. It's basically all about things that talk about the Cold War. It's basically historical events, and it's kind of an anthology of stuff that went on. If you think about the songs, Billy Joel trying to make a statement. I don't know. Now this one's funny. In 1991, Chubby Checker filed a lawsuit against McDonald's in Canada seeking $14 million for its alleged use of an imitation of his voice. The song The Twist had been used on a French fry commercial. Now, how are you going to get away with that today? 1991, I guess so, but you can have AI produce anybody's voice now. How do you sue someone for that? You can't. I don't believe you can anymore. I don't think likenesses, your image or your voice are things that people are going to be able to sue for much longer, because AI can do it. You can have yourself appear with just about anybody. You spend the money on the good AI products and it's all there. So I don't know about that. That seems like that's going to be a problem for artists and such. 1993, MTV aired Nirvana's Unplugged session for the very first time. The album featured an acoustic performance taped at the Sony Music Studios in New York City on November 18th of 93. Now, unlike many of the artists who appeared on the show, Nirvana filmed its entire performance in a single take with the band's 14-song set list. That's why you see Kurt in that green sweater the entire time, because even though they did edit cuts, it was all one take, and he never left, never changed, so it was that whole thing. Now, Nirvana did this the day before filming. Cobain refused to play. He said he wasn't going to come and he wasn't going to do it. But he appeared at the studio the following afternoon. Apparently, Kurt was suffering from drug withdrawals and nervousness at the time. There was no joking, no smiles, no fun coming from it at all. He was all business. He came in, did his songs, and pretty much left. everyone was more than a little worried about his performance because he did it so blandly and so matter-of-factly that they didn't know if he was going to even be able to go through the entire set. But he did, and in one take. So Nirvana, unplugged session shown on this day for the first time ever, the 16th of December in 1993. I'm just fumbling today. Fumbling. Now this one you gotta love. Leanne Rimes' estranged father and former manager, although you call that a dadager, okay? Your momager and your dadager. Now this is why you don't have your parents manage your careers, kids, all right? The estranged father and former manager of Leanne Rimes made embarrassing allegations during a legal battle involving millions of dollars. One fact he told in court was that Leanne's mother was paid $7,900 every time she styled her hair before a show. Hey, Mom, style my hair. Here's $8,000. Like, come on. So this guy's, yeah, see, without the style of the hair, it's $8,000 per hairstyling. And she styled her hair like for every performance. So that's like, 10,000 performances. So that's $800,000. I mean, come on, Dad. What the hell? Estranged former manager. Estranged. There's a reason they become estranged. That's what I'm just saying. Now, this one I didn't know at all. Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman, like the actress Nicole Kidman, started a 3-week run at #1 on the UK singles chart with their version of the Frank and Nancy Sinatra 1967 #1 hit, Something Stupid. The Christmas #1 for the year. I didn't go listen to that because I was like, Nicole Kidman, really, with Robbie Williams? Thank you, but no. I'm gonna pass on that one. I'm just gonna say no. Nope. In 2001, Stuart Anderson, the Scottish guitarist and vocalist and the songwriter, he was the lead singer of the band Big Country. He was found dead in Hawaii a month after disappearing from his home. Basically, he was 43 years old. He had a long battle of alcoholism. He was about to face drunk driving charges, and he'd been ordered to Alcoholics Anonymous. He founded the Scottish punk rock band The Skids in 1977. In the 90s, he founded an alternative band, The Raphaels. Apparently, they found him in a state of decomposure in Hawaii. They figured he just wandered off, and that was the end of that. No foul play was suspected. Speaking of foul play, 2003, Michael Jackson was out on bail, $3 million after being arrested following allegations of, Michael Jackson. The 45-year-old singer strenuously denied the allegations, calling them a big lie. Following the allegations of said allegations, a special information website was set up by the district attorney's office because of the level of media interest in the case. Mr. Jackson, who was arrested, cited, and released after surrendering to police on the 20th of November, was due to appear in court on the 9th of January. Yes, Michael Jackson, your legal troubles. In 2004, Ozzy Osbourne had his black and gold discs stolen from the Kent home of his former manager, Patrick Meehan. So those are like the really good gold records. Those are the ones you get the actual artists. Police recovered the discs a week later after they were offered for sale on the eBay auction site. Come on. Criminals are stupid, but I mean, are you that stupid? I have something really rare and one of a kind. I'm just going to put it out there publicly on eBay. Nobody will know it's me. No one's looking for these stolen items. I just, Criminals are dumb. I mean, if you're going to steal something like that, you have to have a collector in mind already. You can't just steal that and be like, I'll just put it on the internet. No one's going to notice. No one will look there. Stupid, 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 stupid people. The surviving Beatles and relatives of the band's late members began legal action against EMI to get royalties allegedly worth $49 million. Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and the relatives of George Harrison and John Lennon claimed that EMI owed record royalties to their company, Apple Corp, in the sum of almost $49 million in 2005. Man, I am just on the struggle bus tonight. I think the whole internet thing is throwing me off. That's all I can say. It's just throwing me off. Struggling. More Beatles. An ultra-rare Beatles 6 in-store promotional poster sold on eBay. Now, see, this one wasn't stolen for $6,500. 17 bids were placed before the 20 by 28 inch rarity sold. The Beatles 6 is here was printed in block letters across the top of the black and white photo from the Fab Four, with album art of the first 5 records printed along the bottom edge. Going, gone. That's not bad. $6,500 for something. Now this one, I mean, it's reported that Miley Cyrus insured her infamous tongue for $1 million. A source told Heat magazine. Miley's aware of how her tongue is getting more headlines than she is, and getting it insured is just part of her trademarked image. It's not the first time she's done something like this. When she first cut her hair short, she tried to get her new crop patented. She wanted to become known as the Miley. What the fuck? Shut up. You're stupid. 2013. Miley Cyrus. Insure your tongue for $1 million. Just shut up. Okay? That's just, you're just becoming irrelevant. You're trying to do something. I'm not even reading this one. I'm just not in the mood for it. All right. This one's for someone that I know will enjoy this one. In 2020, after nearly 178 days, 21 pilots pulled a plug on a live stream for their level of concern video. It refreshed every 3 minutes and 40 seconds with new footage uploaded by fans. The band had called on fans to submit video for the visuals, with the fan footage being used to form a constant live stream of automatically generated footage. Every time the song restarted, the footage changed, meaning the video could theoretically go on forever. The Guinness Book of World Records declared it the longest music video ever made. This happened in 2020 on this day, the 16th of December, 2020. 178 days. I've done it longer. I should be in Guinness. I've done this 199 days. Yes, I know. In 1993, Davy Jones of the Monkees was arrested and charged with DUI near his home in Beaverton, PA. The squeaky clean Davy Jones? DUI? Oh, Davy, we're disappointed. And in 2019, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, went to #1. Unfortunately, it was 25 years after its release. That's crazy shit. 25 years afterwards. All right. Born on this day, Ludwig von Beethoven. He would be 255 years old today if that man was alive. He was born in 1770. Benny Andersson of ABBA is 79 today. Billy Gibson of ZZ Top, not the one that shot himself, is 76. Jacob Jake Sininger of Humphreys McGee is 50 today. Yosemite Sam is 81. Yes, cartoons have a birthday. If you think about it, Yosemite Sam had to be born some point. He had to have a first showing. So today is the birthday of Yosemite Sam, the December 16th. So now you know you can always send Yosemite Sam a birthday card. And JB Smoove, Lampin'. He's Lampin' from Curb Your Enthusiasm, is 60 years old today. I just saw him doing a TV commercial for something, NBA or some gambling site. I don't know. Good old JB Smoove. The death list today, we have Lee Van Cleef, who was on the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He always played a bad guy. He had that really pointy nose and very angular featured face. Now, this is kind of weird. Okay, this is a weird one. All right. Yesterday, Walt Disney died. Okay. Walt Disney died yesterday in 1966. Today, his widow, Lillian Disney, died 31 years later at the age of 89. Also, his brother, Roy Disney, died today as well. 43 years apart. 79. So how weird is that? Disney's basically, this is not a good day for Disney. Walt Disney dies on the 15th. His wife dies on the 16th. His brother dies on the 16th. Bad 24-hour period for the Disney clan. So yeah, I just kind of was like, really, man? Was that like a pact? You had to like take care of that? Like, okay, time's up. It's time to expire. I don't know. Just seems a little strange. That's just me. Just saying. And Anita Bryant died today. Anita Bryant was the Florida orange juice spokesperson. She was also very, very, very anti-gay. And she rallied across the country back in the Reagan era opposing that. So, yes, Anita Bryant died at the age of 84. Sucks to be her. All right. So we did figure out who were the top. Oh, I can't put it up. Who were the top album sales? Top album sales of all times were the Beatles with 600 million units sold. Michael Jackson with 298 million albums sold. Elvis Presley with 235 million albums sold. Elton John with 216 million albums sold. And Queen with 200 million albums sold. So you got to figure they're making some money doing that. So there was a little bit of a kerfuffle today between Youngblood and The Darkness, as well as Youngblood and Howard Stern. Go Youngblood. He came to the radio station. He was really funny. Every time he said it, he's like, it's fucking brilliant. Everything. I said it could be a drinking game. He said it a lot. So every time he said it, I was like, well, we're going to have to bleep that on the air. Constantly. Just bleep it over and over again. That's all I can say. All right. So I got to figure out what's wrong with my stream and get that worked on. Not sure what's happening here. This got quite annoying at some point, so apologize for that. I will try and get that repaired. That's all I can do. Anyway, at that note, I'm going to take my Mr. Rogers jacket off because I feel like that now. I'm like changing. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the beauty wood. Would you be mine? Please, won't you be my neighbor? So I have to put on my sweater, my sport coat for my broadcast every night is my Mr. Rogers sweater. So that's what'll happen. I'll put that on each night, and that'll signal the start of the show, and taking off will signal the end of the show. Okay? There you have it. All right. I'll have more trivia tomorrow to try and get the stupid thing fixed. That's all I can do. I don't know what its problem is. I know my problem is that this isn't working properly. All right. So until then, I will bid you a fond and farewell. And hopefully we'll get this thing fixed. Because tomorrow's episode 200. And if it fucks up for tomorrow, I'm going to be pissed. Just so you know. Fade to black. Be well. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.